Welcome to this explainer. Today, we're unpacking a massive strategic partnership that is literally sending ripples through the global healthcare industry. We're looking at a major collaboration between global pharma giant AstraZeneca and China's CSPC. Their focus? A critical frontier in medicine, experimental kidney disease drugs. We're going to break down exactly what this means for the science, the business, and most importantly, the patients.
All right, let's dive right into this multi-million-dollar licensing deal. This represents a massive financial bet on the future of healthcare. When you see numbers this large attached to early-stage, experimental drugs, it tells you something very specific. The industry sees incredible potential here. This isn't just about moving money across a ledger, right? This is about allocating serious capital to try and solve a physiological puzzle that has stumped researchers for decades.
So seeing a deal of this magnitude immediately begs the question, why are these two distinct biomedical powerhouses joining forces at this exact moment in time? Well, the pharmaceutical industry is incredibly competitive. So when two giants decide to share the sandbox, it means the challenge and the potential reward is just way too big for either to tackle efficiently on their own. To figure out why they're partnering right now, we really have to look at the global landscape of human health.
Section 1. The Kidney Disease Crisis. Understanding the Global Burden.
The medical context driving these business decisions is incredibly urgent. The critical need is crystal clear. Right now, millions upon millions of patients globally are dealing with chronic renal conditions. For a long time, treatments in this space have basically just focused on managing the decline, slowing things down, relying on dialysis, or just waiting for a transplant. The current market is absolutely starving for innovative therapeutic solutions that do more than just manage symptoms. Patients desperately need therapies that can actually halt the disease in its tracks.
Section 2. Meet the dealmakers, AstraZeneca and CSPC.
This brilliantly illustrates the strategic synergy at play here. On one side, we've got AstraZeneca. They're a household name, a global pharma giant, heavily invested in expanding their footprint and pipeline within the rapidly growing Chinese healthcare market. On the flip side, we have CSPC, an absolute powerhouse in China, looking to extend its innovations and its reach onto the global stage. AstraZeneca secures a crucial, innovative drug pipeline and deeper market integration in China, while CSPC gets to leverage AstraZeneca's massive, established global regulatory and distribution network. It's really a perfect structural match.
Section 3. Inside the strategic partnership, following the money.
Now, look at how this financial architecture is broken down. It is not just a single blank check. The deal is meticulously structured into upfront cash payments, milestone payouts, and future royalties. The upfront cash is what gets the collaboration off the ground right away, providing the necessary capital for those immediate R&D costs. But it's those next two categories, the milestones and the royalties, that truly tell the story of how pharmaceutical risk and reward are shared across borders.
We have to translate this finance into reality. Those milestone payments, they are direct, calculated bets on whether this experimental drug actually works in human trials. In pharma, a milestone usually means the drug successfully passed a clinical trial phase, or maybe it received a nod of approval from a government regulatory agency. Every single time the science proves itself to be safe and effective, a new financial milestone is unlocked. It beautifully aligns the financial incentives with scientific success and ultimately patient safety.
Section 4. The Experimental Therapeutics. The Science of Renal Care.
At the heart of this entire deal is an experimental renal therapy. By definition, we're talking about highly innovative, currently in development medical treatments. But focus on the action words here, treatments designed to target, halt, or reverse kidney dysfunction. This is the holy grail of renal care. The goal isn't just to make the patient slightly more comfortable. The scientific ambition driving AstraZeneca and CSPC is to fundamentally alter the course of the disease at a cellular level.
But, as promising as the science sounds, the journey from the laboratory bench to the patient's bedside is incredibly rigorous. It moves step by step. First up, experimental development, where the compounds are optimized. Second, the clinical trials, phase 1, 2, and 3, where safety and efficacy are actually tested in humans. Third is the grueling regulatory approval process, where agencies scrutinize literally every piece of data. And finally, step 4, global patient access. This partnership is designed to pull this drug through all 4 of these massive bottlenecks much faster than either company could ever do alone.
Section 5. The Future of Renal Care. What this means for patients.
As this quote emphasizes, this cross-border strategy is ultimately focused on one main, overriding objective: accelerating life-saving therapies.
When a Chinese innovator and a Western global distributor link arms, the timeline for getting a potentially revolutionary drug out of a lab and into a hospital pharmacy shrinks dramatically. Time is the one thing chronic kidney disease patients do not have, and this partnership is essentially trying to buy them exactly that, more time.
So, as we start to wrap up, your key takeaways from this explainer should really be this. 1. This partnership accelerates critical research and development. 2. It broadens market access, ensuring that if a drug works, it can reach patients globally, not just locally. 3. It provides the heavy, sustained financial backing required to see major scientific breakthroughs through to the very end. And above all, it represents renewed hope for chronic kidney disease patients around the world who are just waiting for the next era of medicine to arrive.
Which leaves us with this final thought. We've seen how effectively this merges regional innovation with global distribution and funding. As the global pharmaceutical industry looks for the next big breakthrough, is this exact type of cross-border, East-West alliance the ultimate blueprint for curing our most stubborn diseases? It certainly seems like the future of medicine won't just be developed in a single lab, but across oceans. Thanks for joining me for this explainer, and definitely keep your eye on this space.